Welcome back, folks, to the studio, and thank you for joining us for our special live coverage of imaginAviation 2024. We're going to now go to our correspondents on site at imaginAviation for their insight about how this incredible three-day event went. John, Angela?
Steve, thanks. And hey, thanks for all of the reports over the course of the last several days. It's just been an incredible event. I mean, today was fabulous, ending to 3 days of compelling content and inspiring messages from our NASA senior leaders. And as in prior years, thousands of you have joined us and challenged us with your questions and insights. We are very grateful that you returned in growing numbers each year to share your passion for aviation. So, Angela, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, thanks, John. I'm feeling truly inspired from listening to all of our speakers over the past few days, but not just the speakers, the audience also is seeing this on YouTube. We had over 2,600 participants who registered for the event. That's including 600 international participants across 76 countries, which is an amazing number. And it's great that we're able to reach all those people. We had 70 posters and great interactions in GatherTown yesterday. And GatherTown is still open if you want to go check out the posters, or we do have them on our imaginAviation website. We had 83 watch parties, again, over the 76 countries. It's just wow. And we saw those during the breaks when the pictures came up. We also had piloted a mentoring program this year, which begins next week. Lena Eskridge is leading that effort, but we're excited to bring in the peer-to-peer and NASA-led program, this pilot program. But if you missed out on the first call for this starts next week, please look at the mentorship page for imaginAviation, as we plan to have a second one up in the fall. So you can still sign up for that. In addition, we had strong discussions throughout the 3 days on our YouTube chat. There was great conversations. We are going across the world, not to mention all of Joe's amazing art, which we're sharing with you all now. John, what were your thoughts on the morning session?
Yeah, thanks, Angela. We started the day, I think, with a very insightful talk from Matt Briggs, our chief technologist at NASA Glenn. Again, making sure great ideas don't just stay ideas. Some very revealing and insightful thoughts. Negative results are not failure. And frankly, if we're not reaching far enough, we're not going to be fully successful. And we won't be fully successful all the time unless we take those leaps. Don't get discouraged was part of his message. I mean, customer discovery, where hundreds of potential use cases may exist, but only one or two of them may match real customer needs and desirability. To that point, we got to lead with the why for so many of our ideas. I mean, it shows that you understand customer needs and talk in their language. And I think that, the real capabilities come out of a breadth of ideas. Convergence is critical to success. All great messages, I think, for our innovative workforce to be more successful. I think we then heard from John Montgomery and his NASA panel talking capabilities. What a great view into the essential capabilities that NASA innovators depend on to enable our technologies and system transformational breakthroughs, from physics-based computational models to simulators to wind tunnels to flight experimentation, all vital to realizing our aviation future. And I love Nils. Nils, our flight test engineer, his comment on that the fact that it is rare that all capabilities that we have actually play by themselves. What he means is, there's great reflection on the importance of how these all work together, computation to flight. So another great panel here. So Angela, what did you think about the panelists on aircraft advancements?
Yeah, I thought we had excellent conversations. And just going back to your point real quick about the ideas to flight, we do have an open, if you have interest, we do have that on the website. There's a registration form to find out more about how you actually get your ideas to flight. A lot of us don't understand how that works. So Armstrong is actually, they're going to have a workshop here in September. But in addition, we had excellent conversations on the transition of NASA supersonic research to the X-59 development and flight experience to commercial products and use. We've made extraordinary progress that will provide the global community with the confidence that supersonic aircraft can be built and flown with no more than an audible thump. So that's just amazing. And then from there, we had Amanda Copperhite from Honeywell in the panel, which she did an amazing job for sustainability. It was great to hear about all the many pathways for aviation to sustain, the future for sustainability. And then the diverse expert panel demonstrated numerous examples of aircraft design, manufacture, and operations that contribute to reduction of aviation's impact to climate change. But other topics that came up were sustainable aviation fuels and hydrogen carbon reduction benefits, contrail and aviation-induced cloudiness reduction, some things people have heard tons about, lightweight sustainable structures, aircraft management efficiencies, and then the challenge is to, how do we do this complex system level optimization? How do we get past that point at this right now? So John, what did you hear from the final couple of discussions with our IA innovators?
Yeah, I think that we closed out the day with two extraordinary panels, and they looked very aggressively at our transformational future. Kelly Hashemi moderated the Advanced Air Mobility panel. Again, great discussion on the challenging integration of technology, human safety systems in our, that's important for our, existing and really safe, efficient airspace system that has to take into consideration the growth of these emerging vehicle capabilities. Compelling use cases for mobility, cargo, public beneficial services. They're all expanding our overall connectivity. We have to think about scalability of these heterogeneous operations, energy needs, autonomy, and digital transformation. I mean, all vital needs are going to require innovative system of systems approaches to realize the AAM vision. I think that panel put a beautiful bow on that as they were wrapping up that discussion, close our days here. And we finally closed out with Vic Cheyenne. Vic moderating a discussion on an approach to strategic discovery and exploration of so many possible futures. Fascinating thoughts about what our future wants and needs could be and how we're pursuing collaborative exploration to reveal them. We're involving, as he put it, the weird and the wonderful of our community for their diverse perspectives. And it was utilizing human resources, networks, communities, and artificial intelligence to expose us to these opportunities that we may have been blind to and provide us with future investment paths. So a great couple of panels to close it out. So Angela, as we bring imaginAviation 24 to a close, I want to hand the mic back to you for final reflections. And I think it's only fitting, since you have been the driving force behind this incredible virtual gathering, now in its fourth year. Thank you for your creativity and your leadership in making IA a must-attend global event each and every year.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the kind words. Just a couple of reflections on my end before we close out. Just for the audience, when the team gets together to kick off an imaginAviation, we brainstorm so that we brainstorm many different ideas of what direction we want to go in for every year. And it's the most difficult part because we have so many creative and eager minds on the team. We always try to bring more inspiration to the audience every year, and we love to try new ways of communicating NASA's mission in coordination with industry, academia, and other government agencies, which everyone kind of saw over the past 3 days. For this year, we had a focus on 3 main themes: a new era of thought leadership, welcoming the newest thought leaders, and then thought leadership in action. So with AI in everyone's mind for the future, we can't forget all of the minds that will lead us to success for the use of AI. AI will not be able to replace all of our brilliant minds, and we will still need to prepare and communicate with the current and future generation of thought leaders. So we need to bring everyone together to bring all of our thoughts process in sync. As we have seen over the past few days, we cannot do this alone, and we need to work together to reach these exciting advancements in aviation for the future. With that being said, we hope that we have brought all of you together to share your thoughts and ideas. We have welcomed our newest leaders, have shown everyone what thought leadership is, and what thought leadership in action really is. We would love to hear back from you on your imaginAviation experience this year. So please take a few minutes and fill out our survey. The QR code will come up now, and we also have it in the YouTube chat. If you missed any of our sessions, you can now go back and rewatch them on our imaginAviation website under the agenda page. Our backstage team has put them all up for you to review. And then final reflections for the day. Lastly, before we go back to Steve in the newsroom, you thank me for my creativity, John, and leadership pulling this event together. Again, thank you. But I need to highlight and thank each and every person who's been a part of the 4th year of imaginAviation, and thank and everyone who's pulled this together. And also the people who have come online. So specifically, I'd like to thank the entire imaginAviation team that's working behind the scenes. Not everyone sees them. One would like to think that putting a production like imaginAviation would be easier because no one needs to travel and everything's right in front of you on your screen. But we have found that developing a production like this, there are actually more moving parts than a live production, but the benefits of reaching people around the world are priceless. So the creativity and the leadership of the team members over the past 6 months is what makes this an inspiring and interactive success. To my co-pilot, Abigail Glain Chase, which some of you have seen in the Orville news. Thank goodness we found Orville. She's behind the scenes making this run smoothly with all of our speakers, but a huge thank you to her for being my right-hand gal all along. So without further ado, we will hand the ball back to Steve.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers for tuning into our live coverage of the 4th Annual imaginAviation. Don't forget to join us next year for imaginAviation 2025, taking place February 25th through 27th. For IA Network News, I'm Steve Cromaldi, and it's been my pleasure to be your host this week. Until next time, wishing all of our viewers around the world a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Yeah. Coming up next, an update on Orville. Another great way to exchange information with our viewers. Wait, I'm getting breaking update. Orville's missing? For IA Network News, I'm Steve Cromaldi. Until tomorrow, wishing all of our viewers around the world
good morning,
good afternoon, good evening,
And good night.
We're out of lines.
we're out of line.
That's right.